Hello, this is Hooked by Happenstance, and I'm Kendra, and it is Sunday once again, y'all. Every week. How does this keep happening? You might enjoy the naturey sounds tonight because you are sitting on my window ledge with the window open behind you so that you are the right height, because I was too lazy to go find the foot for my tripod. So, making do with what we've got. Today is Sunday, as I mentioned, which means it is time for my Sunday sunrise. For those of you who are unfamiliar, my Sunday sunrise is my solution to New Year's resolutions, where rather than making a whole bunch of goals in January, which we know were not going to happen, I come back every week and make some goals that are slightly more likely to happen than if I'd made them in January. And then I come back the next week, we talk about the last week's goals, shed some light on the crafty choices I made, and we decide whether or not they were good, bad, or otherwise, and then I make some goals for the coming week, and we hope that I will get them done. So, we are going to begin this week by looking at last week's goals. Last week I used my favorite solution, which is a not so very big piece of paper with a large marker. That way I can't overcommit to things, and it helps me stay on track. I also used another one of my favorite techniques, which is to split my life and the crafty sense into 4 categories. My shop, my channel, my to-do crafting, and my fun crafting. And then I made a few goals for each of those. So let's look at what was on the list. The first section on my list was for my online shop, which you can find a link to in the description box down below if you're interested. I make project bags and other fun crafty accoutrements. So, my goal this week was to get my Summer Blues bags, the finale, the 3rd month out for my mystery club. I did that. It went out a little later than I'd hoped. Bouncing back from all my company was bouncing. It felt like bouncing against a wall. But I think I have bounced. I'm slowing the bouncing against the wall, so that's good. And the bags are out. And I've just been plugging along. The second thing on my list was for my channel, and that was to plan out everything for August. And I totally did. I sat down with a calendar, and I was all adult about it. And I tried to make realistic plans and plan out the rest of my life too, so it wasn't like, ooh, I'm gonna make 37 videos in a 30-day month, and I'm gonna do all these things. Oh yeah, but I'm, gonna also clean my house and feed my kids. I don't know how that's gonna happen. But this time I tried to be more realistic, and theoretically it's all working out so far. Of course, it's only been a week, so don't hold your breath. The third thing on my list was my to-do crafting, and that was to work on my Sands of Change and my Ruana. And I worked on neither of those things this week. They were of no interest to me. They were too big, too warm, too much. So I didn't do them. And the fourth area was my fun projects, and I worked on both of them. The first one was to work on the rug that I'm making for my kitchen. Finished it. I really like it. I've yet to use it yet because I still need to film a podcast where I show it to you before we gunk it up. Because that's what's going to happen. That's what it's for. It's to go in front of our kitchen sink so that it can take the abuse instead of my brand new beautiful floor. So I am looking forward to using it very shortly because I'm going to film my video tonight or tomorrow morning. So soon I'll get to use my rug. The other thing on my fun crafting was to work on my yellow top out of some yarn, which I was so wonderfully gifted from my friend Kat of Cattails Yarn. You can find her on Etsy, and she's running a sale right now because she's supposed to have a trunk show soon, which is really exciting. The trunk show, not the sale. But the sale's exciting too. But it's exciting that I know someone who's having a trunk show. That's cool. Anyways, I was making a top out of some yarn that she had sent me. It's some DK. It's in a yellow. The color I believe is called Berlaine. Berlaine or Brigitte? She has 2, and I guess they're Wheel of Time. I don't know the fandom. I don't know the names. But I do know the color is really pretty, and it was one of the skeins that she made, well, 2 of the skeins, that she made while she was working out the color, so I know it's not exactly what her, end game color is, but it's a really nice yellow with little specks of black and, a really vibrant blue. So I finished the front of my top, and it used the majority of the yarn that I had, but there's 2 sides to me, so I need to put something on the back, and I'm working on it. Had some ideas. My original idea when I put the colors together, I did not like it. So now I'm trying to work it out. I don't want to get more of that same yarn because I don't really want an entire top that is that color. I kind of like the idea of the bright yellow front with a different back. So I'm percolating. Ideas are percolating. Anyways, this week is a new week and I have new goals. But this week I'm going to use another old standby strategy for making goals, which is not making a list and hoping it works. Sometimes that works. So let's talk about my plans for the week. As far as my shop is concerned, I've been sewing some bags today and I'll be sewing some more later this week. There should be some updates on Monday, and I think the other update will be toward the end of the week. So there'll be 2 times this week that I should be adding more bags to my shop. If you follow me at HookedByHappenstance on Instagram, I will post them there when I do that. The other thing that I am going to work on this week is in my office. I would really like to work on the curtains because I'm sick of the ugly curtains that don't match my room that are currently in here, because otherwise, with the way that this room is situated, it has all east-facing windows, and when the sun goes down in the evening, this room just bakes. So I need to have the windows covered, but the stuff I'm using just is not working. And one of my tension rods fell down because the curtain was too heavy, and it's been dramatic, people. It's been dramatic. But I have the fabric to make the curtains, and I'm going to use black outliner on the curtains in here, so it should really help with the light situation and the heat and all the things. But I need to make them. They're going to be Roman shades in the same style I'm doing in my parlor, which hopefully tomorrow or the next day we'll get those hung up because my hubby will be around and he can help me. Because I don't have enough hands. I'm not quite the octopus I feel like I need to be to like hold the thing and drill the thing and screw the thing and not drop the thing. Yeah. Plus, you know, with the audience of children watching me do it, so I'm trying not to curse about the thing. He'll help on one of those fronts. Maybe he just hold the thing. I don't know. Anyways, I will hopefully learn from that room how to do it, so when I do it in here, it'll be even better in my space. So I want to work on that. And then as far as the crafting, I am trying to work down my on the hook list. That is my goal right now, in whatever form that takes, which is part of the reason I did not do the larger projects this week, is I was going after the small things that I could actually get done, because it felt good to like see things move from the on the hook to the off the hook list. I have some ends that I need to weave in on a few things that I'm claiming are done, but they're not woven in. And when it's dust mop, there seems that there's more ends than anything else because those are such quick projects, but since you have to like slip stitch the ends, you end up with tails, and it's not fun. That's not the fun part. That's why I'm not doing that part, but I need to do that part so I can use the dust mops on my beautiful floors, which need to be dust mopped and wet mopped. So I need to do at least 2 of them so I can do both of those things, right? So I need to finish those up and then just keep plunking away at that list because I have plans for September, and my September plans really involve having that list whittled down by a lot. So I'm going to work on that, and I think that that was going to fill up a week. Making bags for the shop and posting them, working on the Roman shades for this room, and working on that list of what was 20 things. I think I finished 3, so we're down to 17 items, and weaving in those ends. That is more than a week's worth of stuff. Is that overcommitting? No, that is not. Because do you notice that in a number of those things, I didn't give a number. I didn't say I'm going to put 27 bags into my shop. I'm not going to make a commitment to a number. I'm going to put some bags. There will be some bags, probably at least twice this week. That's some amount. So that way I don't have to feel bad about the number. And when it comes to working on my list of things, I didn't say that I'm going to do 4 things off my on the hook list that I'm going to complete them. No, I said I'm going to make an effort to complete things. Like, that's going to be my focus. So I suggest that as a good way to make yourself feel okay, even when you kind of do a haphazard, large seeming list of things to do, is do it in a way where you can feel successful. And sometimes that is purely semantics, and that's okay. Sometimes all we need is pure semantics. We just need to know that it's a to-do list. It's telling us what to do, what areas to focus on. It doesn't mean that we need to get, like, huge things done. A little bit of work on those lists will help plunk away at things, especially things like my on the hook list, where I did not get myself into this position in a day or a week. Well, I probably could start 20 things this week, but I'm not going to, because then my list would be 40. But you know what I mean. It's not like you got yourself into these positions overnight, and so you're not going to get out of them overnight. But if you put some concerted effort into getting out of a position that is making you uncomfortable, then do that. And if you have 20 things on your on the hook list and that doesn't make you uncomfortable, then who cares? There's plenty of times there's 20 things on my list and I don't care. I just reached the point of, especially since they are now all tacked on the wall over here next to me, so they stare at me all the time when I'm doing anything. All the little white cards are standing there going, you have so many things that are undone, that now I feel like I should probably do some, so they'll shut up. That's kind of where I'm at. Okie dokie, that's everything I have for you today. Hopefully this was inspiring, useful, entertaining? I don't know. One of those things. And I will hopefully see you all tomorrow for a podcast, and there should be at least another video or two coming out this week. If you'd like, you can support me on Patreon. There's a link down below, as well as a link to my online shop. And remember, follow at HookedByHappenstance on Instagram, so that way you can see when I do updates in the shop. And tell your friends I exist. It's the best way to help me with the algorithm and all those things. So share, 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 and I'll see you all next time. Bye!